ladies and gentlemen of the 118 scale, 3.75 inch, 4-inch modern action figure community. I'm back again with another video. And in this video, we're going to be discussing none other than Mr. Craig S. McConnell, also known in the G.I. Joe world as Benchpress. Now, Benchpress is a surfer, but where does he get his name from? He is a weightlifter. So that explains where his name Benchpress would come from. I guess a little bit of trivia into the character is he is the movie version of the character Rock and Roll that we've all known and come to love over the years in the G.I. Joe world. So apparently, aside from his machine gun, he carries around an axe. Let's get a look at some of his equipment here. He carries around an axe, which you see right there. And he also has a chainsaw. It's very rubbery, so it's flimsy, so it's pretty smashed by now. But anyway, those are the things that he carries. Now it says he carries a machine gun. I don't see one here. He does have this shotgun. What is this called? Is this like a Spets or whatever they call them? A Spets? I'm not sure. But anyway, that's his shotgun. But his large machine gun, if you're familiar with the packaging, the original packaging of the character, then he has this giant projectile weapon, like a cannon with a firing missile in it. But if you look at it closely, it looks like a large minigun. I guess that's what they're describing. So this particular figure I got in the aftermarket, and he was incomplete, so I decided to kit bash him. So before we get into any of that, let's look at the rest of his equipment, the equipment that I actually have, and we can move on to now his name tag, or it's kind of like a name tag the way they made these, like dog tags, but it's his personalized figure stand. And I like these. These are my favorites out of the ones produced for modern G.I. Joe figures. He also has this backpack. Nicely detailed. Has a little, what looks like a little shovel there, a little bedroll. All kinds of, that could be another firearm, I'm not sure. Awesome. And these things are often hollowed out because you can fit small pieces of equipment in there. And that way they can carry those things in their backpacks. So pretty cool. So far, that's all the equipment that I have with this figure. Usually I'll show the file card here. I do not have a file card. I did actually have a carded bench press, and I just bought this one kit bash so that I could, have it out of box. But I ended up getting rid of that carded bench press some years back. But I still have this one, and all in fun, right? So I went on the Marauders website and got him a boonie hat, because we all know that the character carries a boonie hat. Or not carry, but he wears a boonie hat. And he's packaged with one, but I didn't have it, so I just went and got this one. There it is. Awesome. We'll keep that on his head for now. So, without further ado, as we move on, let's get a look at bench press here. So, got a good head sculpt. We've seen these before. I've definitely seen this head sculpt before. He's one of the more beefier characters. He's got this bullet chain arm tattoo, G.I. Joe logo on his left breast, and he's got this ammo belt or equipment belt. And here he has two different color knee pads. I don't know why they did that, but I like the proportions of him. Like, he stands up well. He uh he looks good as a bigger character, not too big. All right. So, like I said, I didn't have his boonie hat, so I had to order one from Marauders. So, let's look at some other things. So next, I thought I'd give him a helmet with some night vision and some radio comms. So let's see how he looks with that on. I've never actually put this on him, so I don't know how he looks with it. He's got a small head for a big character. You see how loosely it fits, but we can make that fit, whether I run a little small dot of double-sided sticky tape in there or something to make it stick. But I think it looks cool on him. Only thing about these are really cool, but look, it fits them perfect. But the only thing I like about these is I'd love to have them flip up, because you can do this right here, like put it on upside down just to have it like he's flipped it up, but it doesn't look the same. It doesn't look right. I never really liked that. I don't know. So, moving right along, I also decided to give him a sidearm. I was thinking of giving him a holster, like a drop-down leg holster, but I'd have to take this off and then, unscrew it. So there's his sidearm. I like these guns right here. I think it looks good on him, even though it'll probably force his finger to go through there, but So he's got his sidearm right there. He's got a couple grenades that I gave him. I lost one of them. I don't know where the other one went. But like some flashbangs. Let's get him to stand up. Right there he is. There's one. I had two. I don't know where the other one went. I might have dropped it on the floor. I don't know. I'll have to look. And last but not least, I wanted to give him this sniper rifle. This was painted by yours truly. I painted this myself. I enjoyed this little project, and it's just been sitting. So what better character to give it to than to give it to Benchpress here. I'll put that on. I didn't glue down the night vision. I'd have to make him hold it like that, like display it, because his arm doesn't really bend that well to actually get it into a hold, or make him hold it rather. But I thought just, displaying the character with this gun would be enough, and I like him with it. I think his equipment that he came with was pretty plain Jane, so I decided I wanted to give him some other things. So there he is with his sniper rifle. Awesome. So I think I'm going to end this video right here. There's really not a whole lot more to talk about. Benchpress is a cool character. I wish there was a little bit more information about him. I wish he was developed a little better. But I like the character nonetheless. I don't know. What do you think about him? If I had to grade him from being so plain Jane, I'm going to give him a C-. He's a great, nicely done figure, but I think he could have been done a little better with equipment. But you know how the Rise of Cobra line was a lot of giant wonky weapons, and it seemed like they really just, ultimately these are children's toys, so they don't really work too hard to, you know, now that what you're seeing in a classified line, they know that now they're gearing their figures towards uh, a more adult collector. You're starting to see more realistic figures with more realistic weapons and things of that nature. So back then they were just still making these for kids, and they really didn't put a whole lot of care into it. And you could kind of see it in the way that they produce a lot of those figures. But anyway, I think I'm going to end it right here. If you have any questions or comments, feel free, put them down below. Get to them at my earliest convenience. All right. Thank you for watching. Until the next one. Peace.